Alright, Schlockmeister fans, stay tuned for the exciting conclusion, part 2 of my review of Battlestar Galactica Season 1, well, the only season. Blu-ray, let's watch. Episode 14, Fire in Space. We've got ourselves a red alert. Again with the Cylons. Cylons have an interesting attack mode this time. So these Cylons have they're paying no attention to the Vipers. And now we know why. They're kamikaze Cylons. Intent on just ramming into the Galactica. So the Galactica is a mess at this point. It's on fire. Adama needs a heart operation. Boomer and Athena and Boxy are trapped in this one room. They're about to be overcome with fumes. But they're able to get out of there and get into like a storage room just in time. But their air is thin there too, and they're going to need some help soon, so they just send Muffy through the ducts. There are some Vipers that are outside. The landing bay on that side is on fire. They're trying to do something to put it out. And it seems to have worked. He can't wait any longer. It's time to operate on Adama.
Drops. Cassiopeia, they're already killing him. We just let him lie on that life pot.
Not good. Their air is running out.
Neither the rest of us.
But Muffy got the mask on the other side, so they're going to send him back with him. Starbuck and Apollo are on the hull of the ship. They're setting charges because they're going to blow a hole in the hull. Oh, you can see the wires very clearly to put out the fire from the vacuum of space. Muffy gets there in time to pan out the gas masks. Because once that hull blows, they're going to have no air at all. So they blow the hull. And the fire's on the ship. And they all go out. Everyone's okay except Muffy, but they'll fix him up. Adama's fine. Not sure why the Cylons didn't continue their attack, because they almost had it blown up. But they will survive. Episode 15, War of the Gods, Part 1. While out on patrol, our Viper pilots find a series of strange lights. There's this piercing loud sound as they also come across this weird-looking giant glass ship. Anyway, Sheba, Apollo, and Starbuck land on this nearby planet, which casts a kind of a reddish glow.
Where did he come from?
And they meet this guy named Count Ibli.
The radiant levels are extremely high.
They're going to take him back to the Galactica.
We decided to take you with us.
Good.
Overwhelmed, isn't he?
Sheba seems taken by him.
This is our communication center, where we can maintain a constant monitor on all the ships in the fleet.
You're searching for a place called Earth.
My son told him.
Apparently, Ibli can help them.
You're of the House of Cobalt. Your tribes are scattered. The 13th journeyed to Earth several millennia ago.
He knows a lot about them.
Did you say under your leadership?
Of
Of course, Adama. Why do you think I'm here?
He's gonna take them to
I've
Earth.
come to prepare your way to Earth.
You're unlike anyone I've ever known.
Think, Sheba. Think with your soul. I will tell you your heart's desire.
He doesn't seem trustworthy.
Silence. There is
The
no
lights
reason
come
for
back.
alarm. The ships or manifestations we're encountering do not appear to be in any way hostile. Only by keeping the comm lines.
The conversation was between Sheba.
Some people don't trust him yet.
Count Italy, you will either accompany me as my guest or as my prisoner. Your choice.
Apollo,
Me again. Or you'll forfeit your lives in the wink of an eye. Ask me. And these people will have all the food and comfort they desire.
He's making a lot of promises.
Adama, we'll follow you. Fill our cauldrons with food. Give us more heat.
So somehow magically on the aggro ships, everything starts to grow.
I can't explain it. The trees have begun to bear fruit and multiply overnight.
Apollo, this doesn't make sense. I want to bring samples of
Man is some kind of a god.
Don't you think we would appear to be gods to a race far more primitive than we are? He's no more than a man, but he's a man from another time. To what end?
Walter's going to give himself
Send
up.
out a long-range signal unidirectionally to the Galactica, wherever she is. Notify her that I wish to rendezvous with her.
Baltar is brought before the Council of 12. It is just as Count Healy promised. Our enemy has been delivered.
Episode 16, War of the Gods, Part 2.
You have been found guilty of treason against the state and in violation of every code of moral and ethical conduct known to man. You're sentenced to spend the rest of your life in confinement aboard the prison bar.
Yes, leader. Cylon's machine.
Yes, now. But once they were a race of beings who allowed themselves to be overcome.
He recognizes Ibli's voice.
And when did this happen? No, but I'd like to. Through you. How badly would you like to win?
Boomer never wins Triad when he's up against Apollo and Starbuck. Until today, that is.
Relief.
Then why hasn't the Chief Life Officer notified me?
He unfortunately was one of the first stricken.
Stricken.
Quite simply an overdose of pleasure.
Ibli's in control now and everybody's kind of relaxing.
Curfew for duty officers.
Out on patrol, Boomer gets taken by that weird ship again. And he's kind of lost.
Starbuck, what happened to him?
Meanwhile, Adama is practicing some of her trick where he can make objects move too.
It's impolite not to make your presence known. I left orders that I was not to be disturbed.
You have sent your son in search of my identity.
You told us your identity.
When a mortal breaks a bargain with me, there is a high price to be paid.
They go back and find Ibli's ship.
No! I forbid it!
Diaboles, the Prince of Darkness.
I will give you one more chance before I strike her down.
Apollo! Apollo!
So Apollo actually is dead. And whatever Ibli is, he's leaving. As they take a shuttle back to the Galactica, that ship overtakes them.
Why?
Do not attempt to communicate. You are safe.
Sheba!
I think maybe we're dead. The
Is that right? We're dead and you're angels?
Oddly enough, there is some truth to your speculation.
Don't you provide...
They've got Apollo there, too.
Apollo was not meant to die. Sheba, it was you that Count Ibli meant to destroy.
What are you saying?
Apollo
They asked if she would trade her life for his.
All right, yes. If it's possible, I will trade my life for Apollo's.
Apollo wakes up.
He now uses his powers to corrupt and lead others away from truth.
Why can't you stop him?
Because we cannot interfere with freedom of choice.
No different, even if we were to find her.
Suddenly,
Earth Quadrant Alpha, 19 million
they
seconds.
suddenly know the coordinates, how to get to Earth.
Epsilon Vector 22.
As if it was planted in their heads.
Course of 000.9.
Episode 17, The Man with 9 Lives. Watching this TV show here is screen legend Fred Astaire. He plays a con man. And he finds out that Starbuck is an orphan. There's these guys called the No Men
He is young.
who are looking for Fred Astaire.
That is all. It will not happen again. Oh, that's a fact, sir. Our genetic
He's going to try to convince Starbuck that he might be his father
You mean you can test everyone
in order
in the
to
fleet and tell who's related to who?
flee from his pursuers.
Theoretically, yes, but...
Get on board the Galactica.
Chameleon? No, before you go any further, let me say there were nearly 3,000 children orphaned in that raid. The chances of you being my son are astronomically low. Yes.
Get on board the Galactica.
They know he's on board now.
Warriors compensation from the Centon you enlist. If you want to become part of the team that's defending the fleet, request an open channel to Galactica recruitment.
And now they're seeing a way how to do it as recruits.
And from the same tribe. And you're at least related within 10 generations. Now, Starbuck, there are at least 100 men aboard the fleet.
During the escape.
They're now looking for Starbuck because they assume Astaire is with them.
His quarters be near here.
What's his name?
Starbuck. Lieutenant Starbuck.
I don't know how in Hades you guys are ever gonna make warriors.
We are warriors.
That is very interesting. Because according to fleet records, this chameleon doesn't exist.
The No Men track Starbuck and Fred Astaire down.
Dimitri. I don't know what Dimitri on the Galactica. Do you?
I'm Captain Dimitri.
Turns out that he really is Starbuck's father.
It's negative.
No, I've got it all here. It's positive.
Cassiopeia, it has to be negative. If it isn't, Starbuck will give up everything he loves.
Circumstances, but she's willing to accept all responsibility for your rehabilitation.
Commander, if I may, I don't think that...
It is so ordered.
Chameleon.
Episode 18, Murder on the Rising Star. So Apollo and Starbuck are playing Triad against a rough competitor named Ortega. Yeah, Ortega plays to the limits of the rules.
Blocking after the score. Starbuck, free shot.
Well, the officiator caught that one.
The rules. Yeah, let him get to you. I think the turbo wash will cool on.
A few minutes later, after washing up, Starbuck runs off. And this guy finds a dead body. The body of Ortega. So they check Starbuck's gun to see if it's been fired.
Neither do I. It's been fired.
Suspect. his weapon fired that
I
shot.
wish this test weren't as precise as it is. At least there'd be some doubt.
That's Brock Peters.
Your weapon terminated Ortega.
Starbuck is arrested. Apollo's going to defend him.
There's only one person in the fleet with
They got to find information, though.
Oh. Something like Charybdis. That was it, Charybdis.
Get inside.
Starbuck manages to
Starbuck, this is ridiculous.
break out of jail.
Find the security key.
Quite a grapevine around.
Baltar apparently knows
You
who
believe
Charybdis
Charybdis
is.
is alive and aboard this fleet. You believe.
So they want his help.
Then you don't have him. And you need me to identify him.
This will tell you, you'll find out anyway. I'm not in the computer. My name isn't Cella. It's really Rifkis. I used to be chief administrator of Soleus.
This guy apparently knows something.
Muskelov guy.
Apparently he bribed Ortega to get out after the Cylons attacked.
Qubits. I have qubits. Here. There are over 8,000 here. That should be more than enough.
Hardly.
Find out that he was
They believe that one of these three guys is the real killer.
To save yourself. Hold it. He's right. They would have found out sooner or later that we're all on board under an alias. The important thing is that we don't get trapped into getting accused of something we didn't do.
So Apollo devises a plan. He drops the three guys off, assuming that the real killer is going to get back on board. And of course, he's right. He also has Baltar with him.
It'll be a threat to my life. Then why is he on this shuttle? I don't believe you. If he were on this shuttle, it would only be for one reason. To kill you.
Charybdis shows his face.
Charybdis. Commander Baltar. Good to see you again, sir.
I will ask the question again.
Green button.
At Starbucks trial, they turn on the channel.
I'm ordering you to release these shackles now.
Yes, sir. As soon as you turn on the automatic pilot.
And everybody knows.
Apollo. Like you disposed of Ortega. Terminating Ortega was easy, Captain.
Wouldn't you know it, Baltar saves the day. It's all the struggle Apollo needed.
Boomer, did the tribunal hear all that? We have it. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'll be documented a few centimes.
Episodes 19 and 20, Greetings from Earth. Two-part episode.
Now back off a little.
So Apollo and Starbuck are on routine patrol, and they come across an old-looking ship.
Back off. Starbuck, we don't want to scare these people out of their wits. You can't doubt about it.
Inside they find a bunch of humanoid type, human-looking,
They're conserving fuel.
in stasis.
Precisely. How long could they have been like this?
6 of them. So this council wants to get on board to see those humans.
Hand, Apollo. We're gonna have to put on more security.
But Adama says no.
Flatter on your back than those Earthlings in there.
People definitely do want to get in there. Meanwhile, inside, he's starting to wake up.
Sarah, you must stay.
That's Michael. The woman is Sarah.
I want you to open the children's cocoon.
They're not a couple, though. But there are kids in there.
Please.
Michael comes
We
out.
mean you no harm. We just want to come aboard and help.
To us, where I believe we might find the answers we desperately need. Father, that's why I think Starbuck and I should escort them.
If you were to reach this,
They're going to go back. They're going to put them back on the ship and let them go.
By placing the hostile spaceship back on its original course.
Lord help us.
Apollo, you can't fool any reasonable person with this plan.
And we aren't dealing with reasonable people. That ship.
You're asking me to mutiny right along with you.
Mutiny, that's a very harsh word.
think of it as an act of mercy, Cassie. I believe that what Starbuck and Apollo are about to do is the only chance these people have of surviving.
bureaucrats think these are
lost, Apollo.
humans.
I don't lose as long as those people remain alive.
But they can't survive on the Galactica, apparently.
Time is critical. We've got to transfer those children out of
So
the
they're
ranks
pretending that they're going to take the other kids off. Their ruse works long enough. So the ship is able to take off.
Sorry, Gellert. It's an appalling situation.
Hang on and get it back. Get it back.
Boomer, have Starbuck and Apollo take after that ship and bring it back immediately if they can.
They're really going to escort them.
Heading for the planet
These
TERRA.
Nazi-type looking bad guys are called the Eastern Alliance.
We'll stop off when we complete our patrol.
They are at war with those humanoids we saw.
There's more than one ship.
Here we meet Hector and Vector, played by Ray Bolger from Wizard of Oz,
I thought we were expecting
and Bobby Van.
Now you see, you half-witted fugitive from the plastic factory. You have misprogrammed their slumber.
We even get a song and dance routine from the pair.
He is junk I made up from spare parts and etc. He's old and he's crusty. His brain is so rusty. He's on
Many nations. And finally, it came down to two sides, East and West. A struggle for food and resources and a military might to take whatever they wanted from the other.
For all you know, I could be the worst scavenger.
Sarah has a thing for Apollo.
Or spy, or saboteur, who knows?
I know you well enough to know I like you.
And I like you. Unfortunately, these people have no place else to go.
They
Their
think
father
he's
came
part of the
here
Eastern
to prepare a
Alliance.
place for his children.
children, not here. My God. No.
Doyle, take it to our alliance.
Then what do you want?
The Eastern Alliance has
Find out
landed.
about the other two ships that accompanied you.
I don't know anything about them.
Please. You have children to protect.
Meanwhile, Starbuck is in some tunnels, breathing in poison gas.
The Eastern people are gonna kill our parents.
What's going on here?
And just as he's passing out or about to pass out, they find him.
Oxygen.
We're in time. All his vitals are responding.
Well, thank you for all you've done.
And the Eastern Alliance is arrested.
You're ever in the neighborhood. Well, maybe someday.
Yeah, at the very least, we'll make sure these guys don't bother you anymore.
One small heading towards something bigger than anything I've ever seen.
They thought they were big fish in this galaxy, but they're not.
What is it? It's called a BATTLESTAR.
And that's the end of this
So
episode.
then,
Your men have been
The Eastern Alliance guy we saw from the previous episode.
Release of my crew and ship. You have no right to protect us.
I'm afraid you are in no position to issue demands, Commandant.
I also know why you haven't tried it yet.
Baltar is scheming to escape with the Nomen
Or you could break out of your cell, but what then?
and the Eastern Alliance
Where to
people.
go?
He wants to help them.
Time comes to escape. We will momentarily die.
Die.
We do many things to survive.
Your vote on the council and command of the Galactica.
The Council thinks they should be a little lax on
You shall
security
have a
stuff,
civilian
and
member of this council to assist you.
Adama thinks they're nuts.
To ass-
Just as they said they would, the Nomen died, but that's something they can control.
None of them is a pulse. Get a med tech down here on the dump. Breathing gear, heart stimulator, the works.
But that's not going to last very long.
Sir?
And disguised as other people. Baltar, the Nomen, and the Eastern Alliance are escaping.
Warriors to the bay?
Overruled. And I've been threatened with court-martial if I take any steps to interfere.
He's basically saying to Apollo and Starbuck, go check it out.
Yeah, now that you mention it. Excuse me.
We must make every effort to give them a warm welcome.
Council of 12, who was trying to be lax in their security, now finds himself kidnapped by the very men who were trying to, at least they thought they were protecting.
You
ordered.
They've got Sheba and Boomer captured on that ship too.
So night charges to be out of home. They'll kill us all if you don't do what he says.
In a centaur?
They've got a couple of dead Cylons there. They're going to try to put them back together to try to sway Baltar.
Can we help you?
Eventually he gets a couple of them working, but they're not quite right
I
yet.
see us rooting for a Cylon. He'll never fly.
Order the shuttle to launch. Adama has personally ordered the assault. And left you in command. Look, I don't have time to explain, sir. Just call out the attack.
Adama has offered himself to be captured too, so he is also on board with the other Council of 12 members captured.
Your command.
Whatever their plan was, it worked.
I'll take those odds.
The boys celebrate their plan working.
With our lives,
Well, it worked, didn't it?
Got me there.
Episode 22, Experiment in TERRA. That ship of light from a few episodes back has returned, and Apollo is being taken by it.
It's very far away.
He finds himself inside.
Before you know it. And then what?
I'm afraid you must do your best to stop a war.
They're going to send it to be a peace negotiator. The actress Melody Anderson from the movie Flash Gordon.
Please don't be alarmed.
Charlie!
Driving a car-like thing, and this is the planet Terra he's on.
It's like seeing a ghost! Oh.
She plays Brenda, and she recognizes him as Charlie, this guy she knows. John, the guy from the Ship of Lights there, can only be seen by Apollo.
You're welcome.
Anyway, because Apollo, a.k.a. Charlie, isn't acting right, he's taken away for observation. Starbuck goes looking for Apollo. You might recognize that voice as John Delancey. Q from Star Trek Next Generation.
Here are you?
Said that.
He reveals himself to Starbuck.
And now you can see me. And remember.
Move!
He's able to rescue
too. That's your father.
Apollo. And Melanie Anderson's father, who's also been captured.
Who is this? You're dressed alike and he called you Apollo.
To announce this night a secret treaty made with the Eastern Alliance.
It's a trick, though. The Eastern Alliance has launched missiles. Nice stock footage there. But the Galactica is able to stop those missiles from hitting by putting up some sort of shield over the planet.
Right.
And with that, the two sides do actually make peace.
Excuse me, Captain. May I have a word with you, General?
And that's how this episode
The
ends.
Supreme Commandant of the Eastern Alliance has asked me whether the treaty has been approved or not.
Episode 23, Take the Celestra.
It's Aurora.
They're awarding Commander Cronus. And Starbuck recognizes an old girlfriend of his that he thought was dead. Aurora.
You knew? For sake's sake, Aurora, why didn't you try to
The
contact
actress Anna Alicia.
I used to wonder the same thing about you.
Aurora, I didn't even know that you were still alive.
Commander Cronus.
Tucker, you are not ready yet for command. There's more to running a fighting ship than running a civilian workforce.
CELESTRA Commander Shuttle?
I said they were for Cronus.
Aurora and a few others are planning to mutiny.
Don't worry, it'll all be over soon.
Cronus is apparently quite a taskmaster. And the mutiny is underway.
Attacked by whom?
6 armed workers in the launch bay, sir.
Order the
So Starbuck and Apollo happen to be coming to that ship just as the mutiny was about to take place. Aurora refused to shoot.
Get your hands up. If he finds out, he'll be too far away to do anything.
Turns out this guy Chakra has got a mutiny plan of his own.
Back there, Sora? All set.
The other mutineers are all captured and being taken back to the Galactica along with Captain Kronos.
Unless, of course, we're part of the ruling
Apparently there's very bad conditions on board the CELESTRA, which is why they were mutinying.
Wait a second. You're trying to tell me those are the conditions on the CELESTRA? Then why doesn't anybody know about it?
My command, I assure you that it will be rewarded handsomely.
He's taken over.
My first act, when I am appointed official captain of the CELESTRA, will be to see to it that each of you is advanced 1 grade.
Charker will spend the rest of his life in the prison barge if he survives by getting my hands on him.
I don't think he's too worried about that, Commander. When they went dark, we lost our last reference to the fleet.
They agreed to release the original mutineers so they can help them take back the CELESTRA.
Buckle in.
And they found the CELESTRA with the help of the mutineers. And they're going to land on it.
Fuel level 25.
They think silently so they're not being
15.
seen. The guys get on board and they start the attack against the new mutineers. They're able to overtake the mutineers. Captain Kronos died in the process. Episode 24, the final episode, The Hand of God. The boys have taken the girls to this bubble at the top of the Galactica where they can gaze at the stars.
Sure a lot different from a Viper cockpit. So open.
While he's up there, he picks up this signal, which seems to be very old.
Some sort of spacecraft. Can you enhance the
They think it might be like 100 years old or even older. Meanwhile, on routine patrol, that's not good.
We haven't dared tangle with the base star since we fled the colony.
He wants to attack them.
Yes, he did.
And the Pegasus hasn't been heard from since.
But Commander Kane attacked 2 base stars.
Sure enough, the Cylons are around. Adama calls for Baltar. He wants Baltar to help him
Destroy them.
in exchange for freedom.
Destroy them a base star? Not likely. With your help.
He wants Apollo and Starbuck to sneak on board.
Eliminate him, you'll be in the computer banks. You won't have to go into the control room.
Apollo and Starbuck are trying to sneak on board and blow up something on the base star.
How much resistance can we expect in the corridor?
They had a captured Cylon ship that they had for a while, and that's what they used to fly on board to the base star. So they set these charges to the central core. They're going to try to blow it up from within just before the Galactica comes to attack. Outside, the Cylons are attacking, or defending, I should say, from the Vipers. The Galactica takes some hit as well, but thanks to Starbuck and Apollo on the inside, they're able to blow it from the outside. Now they only hope that Starbuck and Apollo got off.
Waggling.
After a little bit of worry, Apollo and Starbuck make it back. Later on, when no one's watching, that signal comes in clearer. It's the Earth's moon landing in 1969. Alright, let's wrap up, talk about Battlestar Galactica, the original series here. First of all, this is available on a couple of Blu-ray compilations. One, the Definitive Collection, which I have here, which has 5 little packages here, which has the original movie, I think it's the pilot movie and the theatrical version. I think they're both in here. Actually, the theatrical version is on that Blu-ray. And then the series itself is in widescreen and in full screen. Now, why they made it widescreen, I don't know, because it wasn't broadcast in widescreen originally. You can buy the Blu-ray collection in widescreen. It's, I think, around $25-30 or so. But if you want the definitive copy, which has widescreen and full screen, you gotta get this one, which might cost you between $80 and $100. In other words, you have to pay more to have the original series the way it was broadcast on television. Seems really ridiculous to me, but whatever, right? This also has Galactica 1980 on it, also in widescreen and full screen as well, whichever one you want. So anyway, I did get the definitive collection, so whatever. A lot of bonus features on here, extra scenes, some outtakes, bloopers, all kinds of good stuff on here, some commentary, deleted scenes, pretty good stuff. And of course, the series itself ran for one season in the 1978-79 season. I was a very little kid at the time watching it. Everybody watched it, I think it was on Sunday nights. We were all huge Star Wars fans at the time, so this was great too. Loved the series. I was surprised years later when it found out it only ran for one season, but that's what it is. The original theatrical movie, which I believe I did see in the theater, was broadcast on television as a 3-part episode called Saga of the World. So depending on how you look at this, I mean, I look at it as 24 episodes, but some people might say there's 21. There's a couple of 2-parters in there as well. Greetings from Earth was a 2-part show. It ran as a 2-hour kind of telemovie at the time. So it wasn't actually shown in 2 parts, but in syndication it is. So I don't care. I consider it to be 24 episodes, so what? Sue me, whatever. So anyway, part 2 here of my review had a lot of good episodes in it as well, including the War of the Gods, which I think is one of the favorites of Battlestar Galactica fans, which had Count Iblis, played by Patrick McNee, and at that ship of lights, Apollo died, but he was brought back to life. Good stuff. Yeah, I don't know what else I can say about it. I'm sure everybody's seen Battlestar Galactica. If you're watching this, if you've listened to this whole thing and are listening to me rambling now, you like this show too. So anyway, let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you have this Blu-ray compilation or if you have that the less expensive one. And if you're as pissed off as I was that you had to pay more, 3 times as much perhaps, to get the definitive collection so you can watch it full screen the way God intended, right? So anyway, Galactic 1980, I'll be watching it at some point soon too. I remember watching it at a time and liked it as well. So Battlestar Galactica, Season 1, the entire series. Let me know what you think about it. Leave some comments down below. We'll talk about it. Watch it. Bye.